Well, for CDP Heritage Week, I wanted to talk about a few of the sisters that were here on campus when I started working here in 2006. So as a first-year teacher, there were two sisters that worked in the registrar's office. One was Sister Mary Jane Bell, and one was Sister Janez Schoenfield. And they were both sticklers for excellence. Everything that they did, you couldn't make an excuse for why it might be wrong. And especially as a first-year teacher, that was a little intimidating, but imagine that, Coach Denoux being a little intimidated. But those two women were definitely an example of excellence. Sister Janez, many of us have fond memories of her because she always corrected everyone that referred to Provets as guys or you guys, because we're a school full of women, so she championed definitely women and empowerment of women. She also was a very big advocate for earth care, and kind of before global warming and climate change is now what it is, she was constantly pushing us to find ways to take care of the earth, and what we could do at Providence Catholic School, exploring solar panels and all those things. That was almost 20 years ago. So I remember those two sisters for their commitment to excellence. I also had a sister that observed me as a new teacher, Sister Michael Rose Stansel. So she would come into the class that I was teaching, and sometimes she would pull me out and actually tell me exactly what I needed to do. And again, another example of excellence and just commitment to those details to make me a better teacher. I also want to share about Sister Phyllis Bonnell. Sister Bonnell taught Latin here for many years. And I remember her always being very conscious of what her students were learning, and a level of excellence, but just a commitment to making sure they understood the language, but that they could apply it and use it in other disciplines. She also taught boys from both Central Catholic and St. Anthony, as well as our Provets, and she could just go back and forth to the different types of students and was very, very tough as a teacher. Sister Phyllis Bonnell was also a Provet herself and a doctor, so we touted her as Sister Dr. Phyllis Bonnell, and she loved her students and was always very committed to Providence Catholic School. Last, I really want to talk about Sister Antoinette. She was the principal at the time who hired me. She was always calm, but you know, Coach Denoux is pretty, I get excited about things. Things frustrate me. I want to make a difference. I want to make changes. And sometimes, you know, I need a little mentoring. So Sister Antoinette was definitely that way when I had interactions with parents or interactions with my colleagues or students. She always counseled me with a firm but caring hand, and just really taught me what the abandonment to divine providence was. Just that trust in our provident God. She lived out that example every day, and she definitely helped mentor me to be the leader that I am today. So during CDP Heritage Week, I just want to lift up those sisters, to remember them, to remember the impact they've made on my life, and I hope y'all continue to share those stories too.